Hi, welcome to the first episode of Weekly Heartbeat. For a couple of years now, I've been writing a blog, writing about things I think about, things that happen to me, things I reflect upon. And I've been also then feeling like maybe people don't have time to read things, but they could listen to it, or they could watch it very quickly while women are getting tea ready for the evening, or keeping an eye on the children, or maybe in the car they can listen as they're driving to work, or driving to pick up the kids from school, or driving to pick the kids up from sport, because you're often in your car. So I've started this weekly heartbeat. And what is it? It's a time where I'm going to share thoughts, share things that I've read, share just like having a bit of a conversation with you about my thoughts, other people's thoughts, and maybe it might just help you in your life. What's a heartbeat? A heartbeat is our heart pulsing within our body. But what it does, it actually passes the blood around our body. Every time the heart beats, it pushes the blood to the rest of the body. And if you don't have that heartbeat, there's no life. Well, maybe these little bits of heartbeats, these little bits of sharing might help bring life to you, might help you think about things to make life fuller, better, more wholesome. Like Jesus said, He has come to bring us life to the full. And it's Jesus who promotes most of these thinkings, thoughts, things that I read. So I'm going to just start, and hopefully this will help you. I was reading Padre Pio. I love St. Padre Pio, things that he writes, things that he's talked about, written about, shared with people. And he wrote this: a single act of love to God made during a period of aridity is worth more than 100 made with affection and consolation. A single act of love to God when you're feeling dry. What's arid? It makes, me think of a picture of this dry land. It's all cracked. There's no water. There's no vegetation. It's barren. A single act of love to God when we're feeling dry, when we're feeling blah, when just life isn't happening for us, is greater, 100-fold more than when we're feeling love and affection and to God and to mankind. I often see the acts of love that have occurred during this pandemic. The acts of love of people who have gone out of themselves when they must be feeling fearful, they must be feeling scared and unsure and oh my goodness. And they have shared love to others. Because if we share love to others, it is an act of sharing love to God too. Because God says, love me with your whole heart, mind and soul, and love your neighbour as yourself. Firstly, we've had the first responders, the people who are going out helping those who are unwell, all the ambulance drivers, the paramedics, the nurses, the doctors, anybody who's out there on the front line. Then we've had those, though, who have provided food and sustenance for the workers who need help. And you know what I was really touched by? When, I don't know who started it, but they had a whole lot of people clapping these nurses, these doctors, these helpers, as they got up and went to work. Because they were acknowledging, in an act of love, of clapping, thank you. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you for what you're doing. A single act of love when you're feeling just dry. Parents do it all the time. They're not feeling like they want to be a loving parent often, but they still love their children. They still provide for them. They still go to work. They still look after them with food and nourishment and a roof over their head. They try their best. What can we do? What can you do that brings a single act of love to others, to God? Even like, Lord, I'm feeling yuck today, I'm feeling blah, but I still love you. I still trust in you. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look like, my life is working out. It looks hopeless. I've been praying and praying and praying to you, God, and it just looks terrible. But I trust in you. What an act of love. God does acknowledge that, and God hears that, and God will help you. That's my thought for this week. Thank you.